Hey folks, it's a man once again, continuing my Jean-Claude Van Damme movie marathon of reviews. And now we get to Universal Soldier Regeneration. And I wish I had someone just punch really, really, really fucking hard. I'm not gonna punch myself. I'm not gonna punch my dick. Might as well, because it'd be the same feelings watching this movie. I know a lot of people like this movie. More power to you. I don't, because I like the first Universal Soldier. That's why I don't like this movie. I like the first Universal Soldier. No, scratch that. I love the first Universal Soldier. This said, fuck that. We're going to bring Van Damme back for 15 minutes. We're going to bring Dolph back for an extended cameo. They're both going to be zombies again with no life to them. Dolph's in there to have a fight and die. And then Van Damme's going to be a fucking zombie, which then is going to lead to the next movie where he becomes Colonel Kurtz from Apocalypse Now and dies. I'm sorry, John Hyams, who is the son of Peter Hyams. Peter Hyams is a really good director. He did Outland with Sean Connery, which I love. The sequel to 2001 called 2010, which I enjoy. The Relic, which I really enjoy. Stay Tuned, which is a lot of fun. John Hyams has never made a good movie. One thing I will say about this film, when you get to the third act, there's a couple decent action scenes. And two, it's R-rated. I'll give you that. But that's it. The beginning, some bad guys shoot, you get a car chase, it's pretty shaky, they get to the chopper, they kidnap some teens, and it's just this guy, this Andrei, the pitbull, Arlovski, pitbull, pit stain, piss stain, motherfucker who has no charisma. I don't give a fuck if he's in UFC. I hate the way he fights in a movie. It's boring. He takes a guy down, and let's get someone. This is a guy who goes. That's fucking boring. For a movie, for entertainment purposes, that is fucking boring. Boring, especially when you're a sequel to Universal Soldier. And it stars Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren, but they're barely in the fucking movie. I mean, Dolph Lundgren comes in, what? Maybe an hour and such into the movie? At least. I think, what was it? It was about 56 minutes in this movie that Dolph Lundgren finally makes his appearance. Van Damme, he comes in about 17 minutes in, give or take. You just get tons of these bad guys who we don't care about, these terrorists that we don't care about. I mean, I know you're not supposed to care about it, terrorists. But even for villains, they're boring villains. They're just in one ear, out the other villains. Which they occupy Chernobyl, nuclear power plant. They want their prisoners released and other shit, or they're going to blow it up. And then they got some teens kidnapped as well. The Andrei the piss stain, they cut off his arm to replace it. You see a bit of blood. Then you get a long, extended, useless sequence of them explaining what a Universal Soldier is and what a UniSol is. And then, like I said, about 15, 17 minutes later, Van Damme is in psychological rehab for some fucking reason. He's helpless. The weight of responsibility. Obviously, this film has nothing to do with Universal Soldier: The Return, because everyone hates that movie to death. Because Van Damme was more human, he had more life to him, he had a daughter, so I guess apparently that's all bad, So fuck him. Fuck Universal Soldier The Return, I guess. Even though I love the film, and I would watch that 10 times over watching this film again. Van Damme has life. There's more action. He's actually the star of the fucking movie. There are more exciting action scenes. Someone said, oh, that's piss poor fight scenes. I don't understand that. Piss poor fight choreography. I don't understand that either. You want to see piss poor fight stuff? Watch Taken 2 and 3. Back to back. Those are really shitty fight scenes and fight choreography and editing, in my opinion. And this doesn't even seem like a sequel to the first movie, because the first movie at the end he was regaining his humanity. Then you had the reporter character. Where is she? How come Van Damme all of a sudden is now just batshit depressed? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know. Falling asleep, crying, watching monkeys. You can't say, well, the reporter's dead. No, that was in the second film, which apparently does not exist in this dojo. So you can't use that excuse. Ellie Walker, I guess her character just disappeared into thin air. And Van Damme, he's just here for the fuck of it. Even though he was regaining his humanity at the end of the first film. What this film pretty much does is say, okay, we don't do the reverse of Universal Soldier. Where instead of zombies becoming humans, it's Van Damme, but don't turn back into a zombie. And everyone's a zombie. Isn't that great? Isn't that interesting? No! It's not! This is fucking boring to watch a bunch of zombies walking around unless it's George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. Or some shit. Or it's the remake where Vin Rames is blowing motherfuckers' heads off. So for some reason Van Damme's here for no goddamn good reason. And we get more of the bad guys who are not that interesting to watch. They inject themselves with a failsafe so that Andrei the pit stain won't fucking kill them. Then the government have a couple of UniSols as good guys and they inject these cams into their heads. Then we cut back to Van Damme for one of his 15 minutes of fame in this movie where he just looks at a guy and beats the fuck out of him for no reason. Oh, he's got PTSD. For what? That's what I'm talking about. At the beginning of this movie, he's not in it. 17 minutes in, it's just, oh, he has psychological rehab. For what? He's just there for some reason. Out of the fucking blue. Obviously, he has no daughter. The second film doesn't exist. I guess the reporter is gone. We don't know where. She's not dead because the second film doesn't exist. Which said that she was dead. She was regaining his humanity and now all of a sudden, yeah, he just beats the fuck out of a guy for no reason in a cafe. And then we get a bunch of soldiers who we don't give a flying fuck about going in and storming the place. Chernobyl. A Good Day to Die Hard has a lot of crappy stuff in it. I'd rather watch that if I want to watch a fucking Chernobyl nuclear power plant action movie. Granted, Bruce Willis is kind of a zombie in that too. But I think that has... I don't know. That doesn't piss me... It disappoints me. But hell, I even liked that film when I first saw it in the theater. I don't like it as much anymore. I still rather watch that than this fucking movie though. Because this movie takes its fucking STD-ridden cock out and wants to piss on Universal Soldier. Hey, all that shit that happened in the first film, him regaining his humanity, it doesn't fucking matter. Because we can just come back, he all of a sudden is depressed, inject him with one or two shit, and he's a zombie again. Wow, so the first film didn't fucking matter. Him regaining his humanity didn't fucking matter, I guess. And it doesn't fucking matter if you kill someone, just if you fucking clone them! Doesn't matter if you kill Dolph Lundgren, you just clone his ass. Then you kill him and you clone his ass again, and they're raping! Universal Soldier Day of Reckoning, which might as well be called Day of Raping, just raping the franchise in the ass. With lube or no lube, it doesn't matter. It's still rape. Calm down. Fuck calming down. Tired of this fucking movie. So you have a bunch of soldiers who don't give a flying fuck about some G.I. Joe wannabe motherfucker leading the charge. But then they don't, no, you can't really lead the charge. Send in the freaks, the unisols. And pretty much they get killed like pussies. MMA, grapple and punch, grapple and punch, grapple and punch, 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 punch. Each and every fucking one. The last one he put, now one of the second to last one he pushes onto a hook. Fight with the last one, you get some decent stuff. I remember when I had seen this DVD, the commentary, it showed how much of an idiot John Hyams is. Because I remember him saying this stupid fucking thing where he goes, just for some reason Dolph Lundgren was on there as well. I'm like, you get Dolph Lundgren on that commentary for that movie, but not on his older films? But he was talking with Dolph Lundgren, talking about how they loved the Rambo 4. And John Hyams shows how much of an idiot he is. Because he talks about how some of the previous Rambo films have probably been PG-13. Maybe Rambo 3 or something. John Hyams? If you think Rambo 3 was rated PG-13, you're a fucking idiot! You're a fucking moron! Moronic! You're a moron! You're a fucking tool that should have been just left a fucking spool of your daddy, Peter Hyams' cock when he pulled out. I know it's really rude. Okay, I'm being over the top. But John Hyams, who's a shitty director who only got a directing job because his daddy had directed Jean-Claude Van Damme in some good films like Timecop. So John Hyams got his daddy to do his cinematography for him, which wasn't really that much. Please, Daddy, give me a job. I'm John Hyams. I know I'm not as good as you, Daddy. But please give me a job, Daddy. Peter sure said, fuck you, son. Go get a job at McDonald's. Go get a job at the deli. You'll be put to better usage there. We need people there. I like McDonald's. I like eating McDonald's. We need more people there. There's your job, John Hyams. Just not fucking directing. And you're not a fan of action movies if you think Rambo 3 was PG-13. Yeah, a movie where he pulls a grenade pin, kicks a guy down a hole who gets hung, and then blows up. Yeah, that's PG-13. John Hyams, you fucking tool, you fucking idiot. Even more a fucking idiot for making this fucking movie. Sorry, I remember that comment just pissing me off, going, wow, what a fucking moron. Stupido. So, of course, Andrei the piss stain all over your fucking pants, Arlovski, kills the last UniSol, somewhat of a decent fight. Kills the soldiers with the boring ground and pound. You should just go face down and pound the ground with your fucking nub of your dick. That big. Wannabe G.I. Joe of who gives a fuck. Leaves. And the next scene is Van Damme sleeping, watching monkeys on TV. He was watching monkeys on TV. He's falling asleep. He's ready to cry. Maybe he's doing that because he's in this movie, guys. This is fucking depressing. I'm in this movie. I'm watching fucking monkeys on TV. I'm just going to close my eyes and think I'm going to cry. Then some guys come in and take them. And then bad guys and the scientists, the bad guys, they talk. They talk, they talk, they talk, and they talk. Will they give in to their demands? Well, maybe. Well, I helped you. Yeah, you helped me. Okay, I don't give a fuck about this bad guy. He's not interesting. He's not conveying any presence or any charisma like Lance Henriksen would in Hard Target, like Powers Booth would in Sudden Death, like a lot of bad guys. Tom Lee Jones in Under Siege. I know it's a Seagal movie, but still. Gary Busey. These are bad guys that are in one ear, out the other. You don't give a fuck. Get away from them. So they talk. Van Damme wakes up, goes, where am I? The G.I. Joe wannabe does recon. The father of the kidnapped kids talk as well. And then the scientist of the bad guy has a contingency. And oh, you gotta put Van Damme's son in there as well. Because both of them have the contingency of Dolph Lundgren. Like I said, it's about an hour until you actually see Dolph. And then after that, all they do is ask him stupid questions. Like it's fucking Blade Runner. Is he a replicant? You know how to make efficient use of your time? You have to contemplate the complexity of life. Do you get bored at the movies? Yes, this one! Okay, they didn't ask that last question, but they might as fucking well. And then they don't do what the terrorists say. And then the terrorists, lo and behold, they're actually honorable terrorists. Because they will actually shut off the bomb. They will not blow up Chernobyl. So these are terrorists that if you give in, they will actually do what they say. So great. Remember, if terrorists do something, just do what they ask and they will follow through. Because they will be honorable terrorists. Even though they are terrorists, they will do what they say they will do. Who knows? Maybe that's the smart thing where if they didn't, then hell, why should we ever believe them again? But now that they did, they'll make more demands. Because, hey, if we do it, they'll actually do what they say they'll do. Then the lead bad guy fights with his scientist. And they argue, and then Dolph just takes the guy down and just punches and pounds. Punches and pounds. Punches and pounds. Yeah, this is exciting for an action movie. Just see someone do this again and again and again and again. That's so fucking invigorating. That's part of the reason why I don't watch MMA fights. But here's the thing, MMA fights are real. UFC fights are real. If you want to watch that, then just watch a fucking UFC fight. Does not work for a movie, I'm sorry. It's boring. Well, it's real. Yeah, and we're talking about universal soldiers. Soldiers brought back from the fucking dead. And also clones. Because how the fuck did Dolph Lundgren get here? He was cloned. Where did they get the fucking blood from? Did they have it on file? I guess. Is it just a reboot so the first film barely exists? Or exists but it's kind of fuzzy? I don't give a fuck. But hey, it doesn't matter if you kill Dolph. You just clone him again. The cloning aspect putting into this was a stupid choice. Because it makes the... How do I put it? It makes it less interesting. And it doesn't matter what happens with the bad guy. Because you just clone them again. So anytime you get in a fight with someone, it's that much less interesting. The odds are not that stacked against you. Of, oh man, he's going to win, he's going to fight evil, he's going to beat the bad guy, because they could just clone again and again and again. So it's not that much at stake when you do that. And then this pretty much just rips off Blade Runner. Remember Rutger Hauer going to the guy and gouging the guy? Same thing. Dolph Lundgren asking those same questions. Do you contemplate the complexity of life? Do you make efficient use of your time? I'm like, this is why you have Dolph Lundgren to say these shitty lines of dialogue. So we're going from, are we having fun yet? And do you hear me with the ears? And when I say jump, you say how high? Got it? Why can't I do it through your fucking head? To, you have to contemplate the complexity of life. That's how far we've gone now. And like I said, he just hates the guy. Doesn't gouge the eyes out. Just, you get the idea that the head is crushed because you hear bones break. And then Dolph starts the bomb again. And then the good guys go, oh, they didn't do it. Let's let Van Damme loose. And you get one of the only decent scenes in the movie where Van Damme has his Call of Duty moment. Because, or like a third-person video game where you see Van Damme go like this, follow behind him, and just shooting, boom, boom, shooting, boom, boom, like a video game. I will admit, that's a well-done action scene. I will admit that. Which then leads into Van Damme fuck up a lot of people with a knife. And it's definitely R-rated. And doing it looking like it's done in one shot and not a lot of cuts in it. I will admit, that's a good scene. But that 3 minutes or so doesn't save the entire movie. I wish that was put in a better movie. I wish that was put in a better Van Damme movie. I really do. But I will admit, that's a good scene. Because he's fucking up guys, and it looks like it's all one shot, and fucks a bunch up with a knife, slicing and dicing. Show how efficient Van Damme's UniSol is. I will admit, that's a well done sequence. But that one scene doesn't save the fucking movie. You can watch that one scene, I'm sure, on YouTube. The G.I. Joe wannabe tries to save those two kids. He gets killed by the pit stain. There's really no point. Why the fuck is Dolph even in this movie? There's no point for him to be in this movie. He comes in an hour. He says a couple lines that they're trying to rip off Blade Runner. He starts the bomb again, which honestly, you could have just had the terrorists say, fuck you, we're going to keep the bomb going. Or you could have some asshole of the bad guys just start the bomb because he's a dick. He's just there for marquee value. Hey, Universal Soldier, here's Dolph Lundgren. He's just there for a paycheck. He's there for a marquee. And he's there so that he can stand around and then have one fight with Van Damme where he says, I knew I had something to tell you. I have something to tell you. And I'm like, what? And they never answer it. And the fight isn't much. All they do is crash through stuff. They crash through a wall. They crash through another wall. They go down the stairs. They crash through a window. Dolph gets a pipe in the head. I have something to tell you. Wait. He gets shot in the head with a shotgun. R-rated. But wow, Dolph was fucking pointless in this movie. He was. He was fucking pointless. Did not need to be in this film. Then pretty much Van Damme chases the pit stain, and the pit stain chases the two kids, and pretty much the pit hole fucking asshole keeps cheap hitting Van Damme, runs and hits Van Damme, or kicks him, then runs off after the kids, and Van Damme's chasing him, gets a little back and forth, grapples, and pretty much they get this struggle, and they go, bombs ready to explode, they struggle, Van Damme puts the bomb inside the pit stains clothes. They fall off pretty high. Van Damme walks away. The pit stain tries to get it. He blows up. And you see it in the background. And then Van Damme runs off. Zombie state and all. And then the last scene is the G.I. Joe wannabe is getting cloned. And it looks like there's dozens of him. And I'm thinking, why are you cloning this guy? He was nothing in the movie. No one gave a fuck about G.I. Joe wannabe. I don't even remember the guy's name. I think the guy might have been a fighter. I don't know. He didn't really show in this film. I don't understand the praise for this film. I don't understand it. You know, people calling it's the best Universal Soldier film. I'm like, how? Van Damme has 15 minutes of screen time at most. Dolph, 5 minutes at most. And that's mainly a fight where all they're doing is pushing through walls, pushing through windows, and pushing down stairs. When the evil UniSol fights, all he does is get a guy down, go. And most of all, it's a shitty storyline. Hey, if you like the Universal Soldier, which I would imagine are mostly the people watching this, hey, Lou Devereaux, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that he went through all that to regain his humanity, which is more of an interesting story than just a guy who just captured and 15 minutes of screen time, just captured, turned to a zombie, is now a stunt zombie. Wow, that's an interesting story. How is that interesting? You did have most of the screen time where Arlovski, the pit stain, and the other bad guys who are fucking uninteresting. They're about as cool as a bag of fucking loaf of bread that's white. That bland fucking taste. Sorry, you can't have cheese. You can't have butter on it. It's bland toast. Not even toast. Toast should at least have some hint of taste. Just fucking white bread. And this director's a fucking idiot. Yeah, some of the previous Rambo films were probably PG-13, probably Rambo 3. Yeah, and you're fucking dumbass. John Hyams. I can't say his name because his name doesn't deserve to be said normally. Peter Hyams is a good director. John Hyams got it because of his daddy. His dada. Now I just pictured like Peter Hyams when he was young, just taking his son's dirty diaper and shoving it in his face. This is for what you're going to do. Kind of that like that line in Timecop where he goes back to the present, just throws the guy. This is for what you're about to do. Just throws the guy's ass. Right? Watch Timecop. It's a better film made by better Hyams. One good action scene where it's a video game Call of Duty and then nice stuff does not make a good movie. What else is good about it? Well, it doesn't need to be the same. I'm not saying it needs to be the same. But what's so good about it? Doesn't star Van Damme. He's in it for a little bit. The other characters, what's so good about them? Nothing. What's so interesting about the storyline? Nothing. Well, it's gritty. So is a pile of shit, but you don't want to stay for a pile of shit for 90 minutes. Hell, there are people that just say Sin City is gritty, but it's a better movie. There's a lot of movies that you just say are gritty. You make a list of gritty movies, I think I can find better movies than Universal Soldier Retardation. Fuck this movie. It's a pile of shit. The sequel's a pile of shit too. The biggest thing is that they have shitty fucking storylines. Shitty storylines. Van Damme, oh, his performance. What's so great about his performance? He's a zombie. I can do that too. I'd be like, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know. I can do that too. That's not that fucking hard. It was boring to watch, and it's not fun. It's not meant to be fun. Well, it's not interesting. It's not suspenseful. It's not scary. Then what the fuck is it supposed to be? The only excitement you get is that 2, 3 minute, 4 minute scene. The fight with the Pit Stain, nothing to it. Because I don't care for that type of grapple shit. I don't watch UFC for a reason. But at least UFC, if you watch it, at least that's real and this is a movie. Take the guy down and going, it's fucking boring. It's boring to watch. It's not interesting to watch on a movie screen. That's just my opinion. There's dozens of Van Damme films I would rather watch. I hate this movie. I hated this movie when I first saw it, when my friend Effrey, I don't know if it was around Christmas time or somewhere, my memories, but I think we were watching it and we said, you know what, let's watch The Big Lebowski. I think that was the same time because he had never seen it. That's a lot of fun. But then we saw this either we saw this movie, we said, fuck you, let's get the taste out of our brains, horrible taste, or let's watch a movie and then let's watch. Either way, at least we watched a good movie that night. But it wasn't this one. Anyway, fuck this movie up its ass. Later.